So, welcome back. And eDOMs come in a lot of flavors. Here's a 2-connector version, which is basically a 2-sided version, double the size of Synology's. And here is another one, double connected, even glue on one side because it pops out all the time. So eDOMs are used in a variety of applications. With Synology's eDOMs and aftermarket ones, you can see what those look like. Now, I did a previous video on this, and you can review that of setting this up with the 1512 service. Now, this applies to all models, not just the 1512. And things to note. This is Synology, so I'm going to set this aside. This is an aftermarket one you can buy on eBay. I believe it's called eFlash. It has 9 holes in it, even though you have a 10-pin. This is a 9-pin. You'll have to drill out a hole to use it. Change the PID vid to F400, and you can have an eDOM in your NAS. I don't buy these. I used to, but the supplier changed where he got his from, so these only last a year, so I don't recommend buying them. They used to last forever, but since he changed suppliers, they don't last long. So, and something to do with these SMI controllers, I think mainly these have been used already for like 10 years, so they're really been taxed. So I don't recommend buying these, but I thought I'd let you know if you decide to do one. Now we're going to actually talk about the chips that are in the market and the problem with that. Okay, so now about these eUSB chips. I have 2 of them here. I apologize if it's blurry or anything. I'm trying to hold my phone still. But anyways, I've got 2 eUSB chip here. But actually, one of these is fake. So I test a lot of these chips that I get from imported from China, and it turns out one wasn't real. And they can easily do this because all you have to do is just get any controller, change the print on top, change the PID vid to your computer sees it as US Best, and you end up with a fake US Best, even though you don't know it. So anyways, since I'm so picky about this, I need to make sure I got authentic parts. This is a real one on the right side. The left side is the fake one. And the market is flooded with a lot of fake parts. So how do you tell? Well, it looks the same when you see it. But if you have your old one, keep it because you want to compare. And one thing you'll notice is, the dot looks a little odd. It's a little darker, a little different. The text on it is actually very clear. And real USB text usually looks kind of blurry. That's normal. That's how it should be. Another thing is on the black part of this, on the edge. Let me straighten this. On this edge, this edge, this edge, this edge. It's very sharp. It's been cut very sharp. On the original, it's smooth. So when you rub your finger over it, you'll feel it's smooth on top. On the aftermarket, it's very sharp on the edge. So, and not only that, the dots kind of, like US Best puts the dot perfectly in the corner. Here it's kind of a little bit up and awkward. The other way to tell is it's actually shorter, and the legs are bent different. So you can see the legs don't even match up. So these are kind of things that you need to look out for when you get a replacement chip for this. And if you look at the height, the US Best is actually taller. The aftermarket one, this one, is shorter and lays closer to the board. This one's taller and is above the board more. So I wanted to point this out. So when you do decide to replace your US Best chip, if it doesn't work, because I ran into a few of these, they didn't even work at all. It might not be the job you did. It might be the chip you bought. Send it back. Get your money back. So I wanted to point this out that, yeah, the market's flooded with USB chips and people changing the PID-VID on these no-name ones that they put USB logos on. This applies to power supplies. 99% on eBay, Newegg with these third-party vendors. When you buy a power supply for your unit, says Delta or has no compliance marks, there's a good chance, a 99% chance, it's a fake aftermarket. So I think these companies like eBay need to really start cracking down on contrabanded parts, but what are you going to do? I thought I'd point this out to you anyways and let you know.